My name is Angela Hill, and I fight at Strawweight at 115.
Hand laid by Hill. Elite Great covering up. Knees by Hill.
I'm an Invicta FC champion.
Right by Hill.
I was one of the first strawweights to be signed to the UFC. Also one of the first black women to be signed to the UFC. And the first black woman to headline a main event in the UFC.
Overkill trying to get the win right here.
Angela Overkill Hill!
A lot of times people are surprised, but I actually went to art school before I became a fighter. I was a late bloomer. I was more into like dinosaurs and aliens and drawing. I always felt a little different. I always felt a little weird. I think it was cool going to art school because you get to art school and everyone's a weirdo. And it wasn't until I was working at an animation studio and everyone got laid off there that I ended up saying, hey, you know what? I like this Muay Thai thing, so maybe I'll just do that and train people and make money that way. I always wanted to go back to art at some point. And I feel like when I was in Invicta, I kind of embraced that side of myself. I walked into the gym as a 24-year-old and was like, man, I need to let out some aggression. So all that aggression that you see, people picked up on it and they were like, Overkill Hill, that's your nickname. I've been fighting in the UFC on and off for about 5 years. When I got cut in the UFC, a lot of people didn't think that I had what it took to be one of the best in the division. Only a handful of people have gotten cut and were able to work their way back into the organization. When I ran through all of the girls in Invicta in order to get the title, then people were like, oh, okay. So that was always a big deal for me. I think in the last year, I've just made a lot of improvements and really shown people that I had what it takes to become a UFC champion. I just love staying active. I love getting in there as often as possible. So yeah, that's just me, Overkill. More. It's important to have a good protein snack like P3 in your gym bag because right after you finish training, that's the perfect time to ingest that protein and get it back to your muscles so you're recovered and ready for the next training session. P3 is great because you can take it anywhere. It's really portable. I can stick it in my bag when I have it. I always walk around with my training bag. I can stick it in there. I can have it in my pocket even if I don't sit down too hard. It's a really easy, portable snack. I've always loved Halloween and I always loved making my own costumes since I was a kid. So when I knew that there was this trend of women dressing up in Invicta, I fully embraced it. I got materials, made a really in-depth costume, and everyone was like, whoa, so the reaction definitely encouraged me to do it again and again. And I like embracing that creative side of myself just because, one, I'm good at it. I feel like I'm good at it. And two, it allows me to kind of become another character when I'm in the cage and when I'm facing off and during fight week. I can embrace this character. I was playing Fallout 4 and I'm like, I should dress up as a Fallout 4 character. So I made a vault suit and I stitched the numbers on the back. I made a Pip-Boy and everything. And that was my first costume. And from then I was just hooked. The second one was Dalsum from Street Fighter, and that one was really fun. The next Angela Hill costume. When I first watched the Deadpool movie, because Domino doesn't really look like the comic book character compared to the actress in the movie, I was like, man, I gotta do that cosplay because I can nail it. I just really like the concept that her best attribute is luck. And I've had a lot of bad luck in my last 2 fights. So I feel like that's the little bit extra I need. On top of just being better, being more dominant, taking more risk, I feel like if I have a little bit more luck on my side, I should be able to pull it off.